Hi, Steve. Hey, when I talked to Nick Young at the end of the game, he said the Warriors are a second-half team, and he was talking about the really impressive runs in the third quarter to bury opponents lately. Are you okay with the notion that the Warriors are a second-half team if it results in wins?
I'd like to be a first-half team, too. That's the next step, but it does seem like teams come after us early. Everybody wants to knock us down, and so they come out with a ton of energy. They overplay things, and I think we're pretty careless with the ball. Second straight game where we had a ton of first half turnovers, and then it seems like things settle down. But we want to put it together, obviously, for 4 quarters. But right now it seems like we're just kind of treading water for a while and then getting going in the second half.
You won it in the third, but that 6-0 run right to close the half, did that kind of blast you off a little bit?
Yeah, that was important. It's always good to go into the half with a little momentum, and we didn't play well, obviously, the first half, but that gave us a little springboard. And then, for whatever reason, the third quarters have been good to us lately. I think we get more focused in the third quarters. Where as we talked about, we've been turning it over quite a bit first half, but third quarters we tend to tighten it up and take care of the ball.
Steve, how much fun is it playing a high-energy team like this? Because it looks like almost a young version of the Spurs. Their coach, I know, is a Popovich acolyte. It's a challenge, but it's also fun?
It was impressive to watch their young talent and the movement. They play together really well. They lead the league in passes per game. They do a great job of moving the ball. Brett has a similar philosophy as me. No coincidence. We both, played or worked under Popovich, and so we've been influenced by Pop quite a bit. But I like their team. It's a good young team, a lot of talent, and things are looking bright for them.
Kind of following up on that, where do you think they're at, in the process, and what are your biggest takeaways about the state of that team right now?
Well, the main thing, they just have to trust the process. That's the main thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't really look at where they are on the scale. I just know that they're healthier, and that's the biggest thing. You can't win in this league unless you've got healthy talent, and they're finally healthy, and they've added some nice pieces. Reddick's really great for them because he generates a lot of movement and puts a lot of pressure on the defense in the half court, and so it's just good to see their young guys healthy and out there, and hopefully Fultz will be back soon. And but yeah, they're coming along.
Steve, Steph went in the locker room for that brief moment early in the second quarter. What did they check out on?
I think it was a bruised quad, same thing that KD had the 2 games ago, just a knee to the thigh, which is pretty painful, and I'm sure he'll feel it more tomorrow.
Steve, another strong performance from Kevon Looney. I know you were high on him going into the season, but he surprised you at all with his play?
He hasn't surprised me with his play because we knew he knew how to play and he could play. What's surprised me is just the fact that he came in 20 pounds lighter and healthy. I mean, it's the first time he's been healthy, and that was the biggest question mark with Loon after 2 hip surgeries first 2 years. And I'm just so happy for him because he's earned this. He's worked so hard, and he's such a good guy and good young player. But he's been really good for us. I mean, especially the way the modern game is played, with our big guys have to be able to switch and get out on the perimeter and get back and protect the paint, and he does all that. He's a very instinctive player. Not the most athletic guy, so he's not going to wow you with his leaping ability, but he's always in the right spot. He's a really, really bright player.
Steve, what can you say about just the contributions over here, other way, front?
Oh,
hey.
Sorry, John.
Of JaVale in the first half and Nick Young in that third quarter. It seems like when they get it going, everybody in the building gets it going, and you guys can get on a run.
JaVale's been really good during this streak. He's brought tremendous energy, 6 straight wins, and it's not a coincidence we're getting really good minutes from him. And I'm thrilled for Nick because, the early part of the season was a real struggle for him, but it seems like he's getting more in tune with what we're doing. He's and I'm getting more comfortable how to play him, how to use him, and I think he's starting to settle in now. He was great tonight. He's a plus 22 in 21 minutes, and obviously knocked down his shots. But it's much more than that. It's just making good decisions and defending well. And I thought he did that.
Hey, Steve, with how efficient Kevin was tonight and just this season, do you see a 50, 40, 90 as a realistic goal for him?
Sure. Yeah. That's the coaches and I talk about it all the time. We got to get KD to 50, 40, 90. So that's your job. I don't pay attention to the numbers, but yeah, he's pretty awesome. So it's a possibility.
What do you think's gone into his efficiency overall, though?
He's always been an efficient player. I think with Kevin, he values efficiency over everything. He's a very conscientious human being, and so he's not a guy who necessarily wants to go get 50. I think he'd much rather get 30 points on 15 shots than get 50 points on 35 shots. That's kind of his mindset and his mentality. I think it's one of the reasons he came here. He wanted to be with a group of players who were, kind of like-minded in that regard in terms of playing an efficient style, and he's been tremendous. I mean, it's not just his shooting and scoring, but everything he does for us all around.
Steve, did you look at Draymond's line already, and just another night where he's doing something,
Yeah.
a little of everything?
Yeah, a little of everything. That's kind of a standard night for Draymond. It's 5 block shots, and included in there. It's just amazing. But I think he's been one of the keys. We were struggling early in the season, and it's no coincidence that when Draymond plays well, we play well, and he's been tremendous for really during this whole streak.
It was a lot of fun to watch the Big Four play a good number of minutes together tonight. Was that by design, or I imagine for Philadelphia it was quite a learning experience? But I mean, is that something that just evolved, or how did that work out?
Just happened. It wasn't a plan. It just happened. All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. KD or playing with